Good morning, my name is Ken Johnson, former mayor of the City of Wooddale, and welcome to the 2014 Wooddale Memorial Day Parade, sponsored by the Wooddale VFW and the City of Wooddale. Sit back and enjoy. In the lead car this morning is Sergeant Bob Del Carlo. Bob has been with the City of Wooddale Police Department for 35 years. Looking good, Bob. Next up is Wooddale Fire Department Battalion Chief Thomas Flanagan. Tom Flanagan. Thank you, Wooddale Fire Department, all the great job that you do. Looking sharp. Next up is Jim's Towing, Rainier Secor. Jim's Towing. Gentlemen, would you take off your hats, put your hand over your heart for the Wooddale Tioga VFW Post 2149 Color Guard. A lot of years of service there. The VFW is led by Commander Rick Story. Gentlemen, looking sharp. Looking good. And we have several of the Tioga VFW post members getting a nice ride today. Next up is our City Council, led by City Clerk Shirley Sievert, Mayor Nuncio Police, and the Alderman of the City of Wooddale. And Tony with his own car, Tony Catalano. See Alderman Mike Sismarski. And the City of Wooddale Police Honor Guard, under direction of Sergeant Del Carlo. Wearing the baseball cap backwards, trying to look cool, is Alderman Art Woods. And next up is the American Legion Post 1205 out of Wooddale, the Color Guard led by Paul Heidemann. And the American Legion would also invite you afterwards to their post after the parade today. Next up is the Medina Motor Corporation under direction of Bill Kurtz. Gentlemen, rev them up, rev them up. And ladies. Sounds good. Looking sharp. How you doing? American Legion at its best. Looking sharp there, Art. Looking good. Looking good. Rev those babies up. Rev them up. What are you doing by yourself there? It's almost done. You're almost at the end. Next up, the Medina Motor Corp under direction of Bill Kurtz. Looking sharp there. Thank you for coming. Jay. Joining me on the reviewing stand is Mayor Nuncio of Police. Mayor Nunz. Next up is Addison Township officials, Pam Moretti, Catherine Durante. Please don't throw anything at the assessor. The assessor is on this side if you want to get him, with the hat pulled over his face. How are you, Ken? Thank you for coming. Next up is Forest Preserve Commissioner Marsha Murphy. Marsha's been doing a great job for us with the Forest Preserve. Hi, how you doing? Next up, the American Legion Post 104 out of Schiller Park with Ray Rodway. American Legion Post 104. Next up is the Fenton High School Marching Band under direction of Garrett George. Garrett, you're on camera now. How about a song to play? How about some music for us? Mr. George! Mr. George! Mr. George, before you go off camera, do you have a song to play? Mr. George, before you go off camera, do you have some music to play for the reviewing stand? Ladies and gentlemen, give your warm welcome to the Fenton High School Marching Band. Next up, Fenton High School Dance Force under direction of Kate Payton. Looking good there, ladies. Next up, the Fenton Education Association, John Aguilar. The FEA Teachers Group, HIS Teachers and Families, the Fenton Education Association. Welcome to the Wooddale Parade, the Bensonville Police Department, Sergeant Brad Swanson. Thank you for coming. And the DuPage County Police Department, Don Bertini and Cliff Seward, DuPage County. Following them, the Zion Concord Lutheran Church and School, founded in 1938, celebrating 176 years. Welcome Kevin Charpentier. Looking good. A mere 176 years. Next up, the Wooddale Chamber of Commerce, Mike Malone, President. Purpose is to advance the economic, industrial, and civic welfare of the businesses in Wooddale. Mike, no candy? What? Oh. It says here to promote economic, industrial, civic, and candy. And next up is the Wooddale Junior High School Band under direction of Eric Morong. Eric, before you leave the camera, would you play us a tune? Before you leave camera range, can you play? There you go. Following behind, John Corbin. Next up, Wooddale Public Library District, celebrating 50 years of service to the community with the slogan, "Have Book, Will Travel." Next up is the Wooddale Cub Scout Pack 34, working to achieve Boy Scout level under direction of Maria Millard. Cub Scout Pack 34. Looking good, Scouts. Leaders aren't looking so bad yourselves. Better than thunderstorms. Next up is the Wooddale Stars Baton and Pom Pom Team under direction of Mary Hinchley, the 2008 Illinois State and National Baton Twirling Champions. All right, ladies, let's see what you got. Mayor, can you do that?
No, not a chance.
Wow! All right. Next up is the Wooddale Park District, Matthew Ellman, and our Park District Commissioners. I've never seen anybody cutting grass on Irving Park Road like that before. That's a first. Mayor, what was that you just told me?
First time I ever saw my daughter on a lawnmower.
And almost got into an accident besides. If afterwards 131 Edgebrook would be appreciated. Next up is the Wooddale Soccer Park District program under direction of Adam Vasquez. Don't squirt the cameraman, whatever you do. Don't squirt the camera. All right. That's the big soccer ball. Next up is the Wooddale Waterettes swim team under direction of Stacy McNamara. Don't squirt the cameraman. Next up is the Blackhawk Middle School Band under direction of William Winters. Sounds good. Good choice of music today. All right, sounds great. Nice job. Next up, the Antique Adventurers under direction of Joseph Yellow, featuring a 1930 Ford featured in some old gangster movies. Looking good. Next up is Look Sharp Eye Care Specialist Patrick Bentonaire. Looking sharp. And the Wooddale Boys Baseball Association leader Joe Krabasa. You guys playing later today? All right, you gonna win? All right, all right. Hey girls, how you doing? That's a lot of baseball players. You're almost done. Next up is the Knights of Columbus, Joseph Petroselli, Catholic men helping the community of the city of Wooddale. Do you mind if I borrow that later this afternoon? Would that be all right? Coming up is an 1812 Ward Dress MP group under direction of Joe Ziccarelli. They gotta be hot. Nice job, nice job. Next up is Wooddale Sister Cities, a nonprofit citizens diplomatic network, creates partnerships between the U.S. and international communities. We've reached out to the city of Cefalù and Palermo, Italy. Another nice car. Do you have any candy left for your husband?
Yes, I do.
You're gonna give it? Yeah, you're gonna throw it at him, or you're gonna give it to him? Next up is Wooddale Bank and Trust. Katerina Aiello sponsoring Sister Cities. All right. Ed, you want? Coming into view is the Sicilian Band of Chicago. Tony Napoli, president, Chris Beccaro, conductor, and our own Joe Buttice as vice president. The Sicilian Band of Chicago. Welcome to Wooddale. Following the band is Wooddale Bensonville Boy Scout Troop 47. Todd Dowse serving Wooddale and Bensonville for 15 years. Good job on the wipers there. Coming up is the Wooddale Historical Society. Dick Kerf on the 1945 Farmall Series M and wagon. Rick Kerf on the 1947 Farmall Series M. Robert Ryan on the 1953 Alice Chalmers and wagon. Remind everybody of the August 3rd flea market at the Historical Society North on Wooddale Road. Looking good there. How many miles per gallon do you get with that thing?
2.5 acres.
About 2.5 acres per gallon. All right. Next up is the TSA out of ORD, O'Hare Inspectors, Color Guard, under the direction of Justin Frazier. Did you guys enjoy your breakfast at Christie's this morning? Thank you for buying your breakfast in Wooddale. Oh, that's right, you were at Bentley. Sorry, wrong restaurant. Next up, Joe's Auto and Truck Repair. That sure is. What do we got behind the cutlass here? Corvette. Coming up, the U.S. Navy Recruit Band. U.S. Navy. I think I recognize that tune. Thank you for your service. Great job. And following them is the U.S. Navy Choir. Out of Great Lakes. Also following him is the drill team, the U.S. Navy Rifle Team. All recruits are from Great Lakes. Coming up is Suburban Bank, Valerie Perot. There's Valerie. She's the only one who still has candy on the far side. Kids, she still has candy in that bag over there. Well, now she doesn't have any candy for the reviewing stand. Coming up, the Medina Highlanders Pipe and Drums under direction of John Thompson, affiliated with the Medina Shrine Temple. The Medina Highlanders. Next up is the Holy Ghost Catholic School, Patty Jelowitz. Holy Ghost Catholic School. Yeah, a little louder. A little louder. Next up is the Bensonville Wooddale and Franklin Park Kiwanis, Aranzo Piconio. The Trail Riders of DuPage, you give rides after the parade? All right. No more peanuts. Oh. Next up is Calvary Lutheran Church, Richard Haller. Next up is the Wooddale Lions Club, President John Malik. Coming into view is the Cavalier Classic Drum and Bugle Corporation under direction of John Crow, composed of former marching members of the World Champion Cavaliers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Reviewing Stand World Champion Cavaliers. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cavaliers. Well done, well done. Next up is the Bolivomania Dance Ensemble, Cecilia Baruso, Latin Zest Dance Group, Caporal, lively Bolivian dance. All right, looking good, looking good. Approaching the reviewing stand is Maggie the Clown, Marge Debo, the Midwest Hall of Fame in 1993 and Lifetime Achievement Award in 2004. Maggie the Clown. Wooddale GNC and Courtyard by Marriott in Wooddale, Sharon Eckert. Oh, Fight Fit, there we go. Sue Turco, personal training and spin biking classes. And next up is Wooddale Troop 65. Rick Zolliger, Troop Master. It's the oldest troop serving Wooddale, carrying Tioga VFW's large flag. Looking good. Next up, the Medina Shriners Mini Choppers. Gerald Huber. Medina Shriners. Looks like you have a passenger there. A freeloader. Hey, I like the glasses. And the sound effects. Gentlemen, thank you for coming to Wooddale. Next up, the Northern Illinois chapter of Military Vehicle Preservation Association under direction of Craig McDonald. Historic vehicles from World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and the present. Mayor, that's a big gun on that vehicle. We want to remind everybody the memorial service will follow the parade, and then you're all invited to the VFW for a free lunch afterwards. Coming up is the DeBella Dance Center under direction of Rosemary Fates. New dance center opening in July of 2014. the DeBella Dance Center. I don't know if I want to say looking sharp or not. I'm not sure. I'm kind of torn on that one. I don't know. The dog is looking sharp, though. You're near the end.
You want some water? Did you want any water?
Oh, I just got some, thanks.
All right. You're going to be wearing something like this. I know.
All right, looking good.
Yeah.
While you're on the camera, next up is the Will County Trail Riders. We'll wait for the dancers for a minute. Nice. Can you do that, Mayor? No, I didn't think so. Neither can I. Next up is the Will County Trail Riders under direction of Sandy Yelnick, equestrian club that supports and preserves riding trails in forest preserves. The Will County Trail Riders. Look at them prance there.
Thank you for having us again.
You're welcome, anytime.
Happy Memorial Day.
Thank you. Hi ladies, how you doing? I think that's more about my speed there, you know? Are we doing any hiring at Public Works here? Very important job coming up here. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause.
Thank you.
Coming up is those funny little people, Dave Gregorian. The little people. Make sure you give a nice little close-up to our cameraman here. You know, I think he needs a little kiss here. He's been working hard all day. A little close-up for the cameraman. There we go. Oh, all right. Next up, the Tunes of Glory, pipes and drums, pipe major Mike Hayward, drum major Craig McLeod, lead drummer Joanna Lloyd. They wear the modern hunting McLean's tartan. Gentlemen, if you'll stop right there for the cameraman and give a little tune to us. The Tunes of Glory, pipes and drums. Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. Thank you, well done.
Ben, by the center, quick, march.
Next up from Wooddale, from an alderman from the 3rd Ward running for state representative, Alderman Christine Winger. And retired Alderman Joe Coles. Next up, Bensonville Emergency Services Disaster Agency under direction of Don Schultz. All right, well, about time we hear a siren here today. All right. Next up, American Taxi Dispatch, Flora Lopez, serving Chicagoland and the suburbs. Welcome, American Taxi. Followed by Aztec Dance out of Chicago, Susan Benuelos, instructor. Well done, great to preserve those traditions. Representing the Midwest Emergency Vehicle Association, Dave Hasterock, in the 1986 restored Dodge Diplomat, one of Wooddale's first police cars. And Joe Buttice, outstanding citizen of the Wooddale, parade organizer for about 75, 80, 90 years, and still going strong. Joe Buttice. Joe says this is the last year he's doing this, but he's been saying that for about the last 15 years.
That's for sure.
Tioga Post 22149, Men's Auxiliary Honor Guard, Richard Parse, President. Last but not least, the City of Wooddale Street Department, Public Works Department. Want to remind everybody the memorial service will follow immediately after the parade is over. Everybody, have a great Memorial Day parade.